How Pier 1 Imports collapsed. Pier 1 Imports was a home goods store. It sold furniture, decor, candles, rugs, and seasonal items. Many of its products were imported from other countries, which is where the name Pier 1 Imports came from. For decades, Pier 1 was known for selling unique and stylish items that felt different from regular furniture stores. At its peak, Pier 1 had more than 1,000 stores across the United States and made billions of dollars in sales each year. But by 2020, Pier 1 filed for bankruptcy and shut down all of its stores. This is the story of how that happened. How Pier 1 started. Pier 1 began in 1962. The idea was simple: bring interesting home goods from other countries and sell them in the U.S. At the time, this was new and exciting. Many customers liked buying items that felt special or different from what they could find elsewhere. Pier 1 grew quickly as shopping malls spread across the country. For many years, the company did well. It opened more stores, hired more employees, and expanded its product selection. But the retail world slowly started to change. Too many stores. One of Pier 1's biggest problems was having too many stores. By the mid-2000s, Pier 1 had over 1,000 locations. Many of these stores were in shopping centers and malls. Each store came with rent, utilities, workers, and inventory costs. As shopping habits changed, fewer people visited malls. Foot traffic dropped, meaning fewer customers walked into stores. Instead of shrinking its store count early, Pier 1 kept many locations open. Some stores made money, but many did not. The weak stores dragged down the strong ones. Running too many stores became very expensive, changing how people shop. Another major problem was how people started buying home goods. More shoppers moved online. They wanted to browse from home, compare prices, read reviews, and have items shipped directly to their doors. Companies like Amazon, Wayfair, and IKEA invested heavily in online shopping, fast delivery, and easy returns. Pier 1 was slow to adapt. Its website existed, but it was not strong enough to compete. Online orders were often delayed, out of stock, or hard to return. Customers became frustrated. At the same time, Pier 1 stores were not designed for easy shipping or pickup. This made online growth harder and more costly. Inventory problems. Pier 1 also struggled with inventory. The company sold many seasonal and decorative items. These products went out of style quickly. If they didn't sell fast, they had to be discounted. Pier 1 often ordered too much inventory. When items did not sell, the company had to mark them down, which reduced profits. Discounting became common. Customers learned to wait for sales instead of paying full price. This hurt Pier 1's margins even more. Too much inventory also tied up cash that could have been used elsewhere. Rising competition. Competition in home goods increased. Big retailers like Target and Walmart expanded their home decor sections. Online only, companies offered wider selections and lower prices. IKEA provided affordable furniture with a strong brand and efficient supply chain. These competitors moved faster, priced more aggressively, and invested more in technology. Pier 1 struggled to stand out in this crowded market. Debt became a problem. Debt played a major role in Pier 1's collapse. Over the years, Pier 1 borrowed money to fund operations, manage inventory, and support its large store network. Debt requires regular payments, even when sales are weak. As profits declined, debt became harder to manage. Money that could have been used to improve stores, upgrade technology, or strengthen online sales instead went toward interest payments. When sales dropped further, the debt load became overwhelming. Leadership changes and strategy shifts. Pier 1 went through many leadership changes. Different executives tried different strategies, including rebranding, store remodels, pricing changes, and new product mixes. These frequent changes made it difficult to stay focused on one clear plan. Some strategies required time and money to work. But Pier 1 did not have enough of either. The company was trying to fix many problems at once while already losing money. The final years. By the late 2010s, Pier 1 was losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Stores continued to close, but not fast enough to stop the losses. Sales kept falling, especially as online competitors grew stronger. Then another problem arrived. In early 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic caused stores to temporarily close. For a company already struggling, this was devastating. With stores closed, sales dropped sharply. Pier 1 still had rent, debt, and inventory to pay for. In February 2020, Pier 1 filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This type of bankruptcy is meant to help a company reorganize and survive. Pier 1 hoped to close more stores, reduce debt, and focus on online sales. But the losses were too large. Complete shutdown. In May 2020, Pier 1 announced it would close all remaining stores. The company tried to sell its brand and website, but its retail operations ended. Employees lost their jobs, and physical locations were emptied. Later, the Pier 1 name returned as an online-only brand under new ownership. However, the original Pier 1 Imports retail business was gone. What went wrong? Pier 1 collapsed because of several connected problems. Too many stores that cost too much to operate. Slow adaptation to online shopping. Inventory mistakes and heavy discounting. Strong competition from faster, cheaper retailers. Large amounts of debt. Leadership changes and unclear long-term strategy. Each problem made the others worse. When sales dropped, debt became harder to pay. When stores lost traffic, inventory piled up. When competitors improved online shopping, Pier 1 fell behind. There was no single moment that caused the collapse. It happened slowly over many years. The big lesson. Pier 1 Imports did not fail because people stopped buying home goods. It failed because the way people shopped changed, and the company could not change fast enough while carrying too much debt and too many stores. By the time Pier 1 tried to fix its problems, it had already run out of time and money. That is how Pier 1 Imports collapsed.